All right, guys. So we're back live after having a wonderful, wonderful day yesterday. Wonderful day yesterday. Back to it. So now I'm gonna take it very. We're gonna log into our paper trading as usual. Demo ball. All right. We haven't taken any trades today on this account. Start at 10,000, up 4,000. So we're up 40% on this account. No trades I've taken today. What are my expectations? Well, we have these highs up here. Trying to see if these highs here can get tagged. They don't have to. You can easily just see a melt like this melt that's going on here. It could easily sustain. It looks like it will actually. That's all we get today. Let's see. We also have news in 27 minutes. So I'll be taking today very slow. Maybe I press the button, maybe I don't. Again, the goal here is just to learn how to read price action. So I'll be calling every single candlestick ideally and give you guys my expectation. Okay. Again, I'm in no rush to do anything after having a great day yesterday. No rush, but I'm still bearish, obviously. I already told you guys my overall target on Nasdaq is down here. So until we get here, I'm not changing perspective. That's very important. Sorry if you hear that noise. I guess it's time to cut some grass right beside me now. But overall, I'm expecting a run here. Overall, doesn't mean it's going to happen today. Doesn't mean it's going to happen next week. But I think next week is appropriate to see this potentially. But I see this being the level we're going to go to. So my ideas, my strong ideas are framed on shorts. Now for the week, let's go look at some 1 hour perspective. The week started over here. Try to ignore that grass cut if you can for a second. He'll be done in no time. But the week started over here, and we've since dropped, took out some highs, dropped again. So frankly speaking, we've done enough damage on the lows. We could keep going. I don't mind that, but at this point, I'm more willing to sit on my hands. Now, if we get a run above here, these highs, and then we get some breakdown, cool. Let me actually invite folks to this as well. Okay. Like I said, I'm bearish on this. I know we have some light news later, but we started this week here, and since drops, right? Had a run above previous daily highs, dropped a little bit more, and we've done some decent dropping. So now it's Friday. Fridays could lead to Fridays could lead to Fridays could lead to light reversals. So one second. All right, guys, I'm back. So um this is a day where it's Friday. You just want to be patient, right? These markets have been doing some significant numbers lately. So we'll see if Friday gives us anything, but I'm not really gonna force a position. Okay. What I have highlighted in yellow, we can go over the areas that have marked on my charts, at least the ones that I think are worth bringing to your attention. It's really two yellow shaded areas. This is a 1 hour fair value gap, 1 hour fair value gap. I just want to see how price dances around there. If we don't get it dancing around, we could just push away and then use this as resistance and drop lower. Now, what could we drop to? 29,000. 29,000. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. If we push away, use that resistance and drop. But right now, it's really nothing exciting that I'm seeing on these charts. Nothing to, you know, be too excited about. US30, on the other hand, is finally making its way lower. It makes sense why it's doing that. I kind of like US30 showing US30 is finally showing signs of dropping. It's a good thing. Look at US30 for a second. We're gonna look at US30 a little naked. I have too much on the chart, so Let's look at that chart naked. No, seems a lot on the charts, but every level matters. You can see it's important to have your new day opening gaps in the charts. You can see how prices hitting them. New day opening gaps are pretty much where did the previous day close and where did the new day open. Just like today, if you go to your regular trading hour charts in the bottom right corner from ETH, it says electronic trading hour, make it regular trading hour. You can see today, yesterday closed here and we're opening down here. So those areas become significant, and that's what you have all over price. Those little gaps that close on Thursday, open Friday. I like to pay attention to those areas. Even this one, you can see how price uses these levels to create some support and resistance. So going back to electronic trading hour, you can then see how when it hit up here, mind you, red. This is where it closed yesterday. I'm just kind of rephrase, show you guys that again. This was the closing price on Thursday. And then look at how price used this during London session. Boom. So most traders, most beginners are not even paying attention to that at all. At all. For years, I traded market and pay attention to that. I just started paying attention to that maybe 2, 3 years ago. So those are important levels that the regular or average trader is not paying attention to. So here, delivers shorts, goes higher again. It takes out liquidity at 8:30. At the same time, hitting what? Another new day opening gap. Pushes away. Look what happens when it pushes away here. What does it come back to? Boom. New week opening gap, right near a breaker. So kind of like when breakers are aligned with these key levels or PD arrays, which are fair value gaps, order blocks. Whatever you use for entry, when they're aligned with these new week opening gaps, I kind of like those. See that price went up there, boom, and rejected. You see how it's dancing. So from a 5-minute, you don't have these on your charts, right? Sorry, guys. Honestly, they have anything in the charts. You wouldn't really understand what's going on. All right. But with nothing on the charts, you can still tell this is a nice market maker sell model going to take place. These lows here are for taking on US30. These lows here, look at these equal lows. They're going to take that out. And what's there? What's below that? This gap in price. Sunday. It's a new week opening gap. I like these Sunday to Monday. Well, it's Friday's close, Sunday's opening. So this little space in price here. And then we have this lows here. That's where we're going to see likelihood of US30 going to. So typically, what I'm looking for is where are areas where there's liquidity and then also a fair value gap or a gap in price or volume imbalance. And this is one where there's obviously a new week opening gap here with liquidity. So I will not be surprised. In fact, my expectations are we go here. You got to think about, so US30 was the only one that ran up higher, taking out all-time highs, while Nasdaq and S&P were going lower. So I look at this barometer. I look at this as a barometer of the market. So US30 has strength and others not have strength. That shows there's weakness, and then now US30 is finally capitulating and showing signs of weakness as well. That's only going to further the weakness on Nasdaq and S&P. And again, we have clarity on where we want to see prices go to here. So it's very important that when you're watching my streams, I'm not really giving you, oh, maybe it goes up, maybe it goes lower. No, I'm telling you what it's going to do. I'm telling you where the cards are heavily leaned towards. Those are two different things. You might watch someone else's stream. They're just trying to guess the whole thing. Like, no, I'm giving you a real thought process, a real way to look at the markets and understand where is it likely to go. I'm not saying, oh well, it can come to this support area, because what people say, oh, it can come to support area and it's going to bounce. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying I want to see it go run through this low, and then go into here. I'm giving clarity. Okay, and then sometimes I'll come to charts and I'm just like, okay, let's see what it does, and then I give you clarity. But it's not enough to just be on the charts and saying, well, maybe it goes up, maybe it goes low. I never went to that. All right. So It's nice. And then where would I do not want to see price go above? You see this fair value gap? Oh, already not all my drawings back here. It's a lot on charts, but for it to go lower, I don't want to see it go back above this fair value gap. That would not be ideal. So it's just this level here should strongly hold price. Okay, that's kind of what I'm looking at. But I'm gonna delete this for now. Okay, 15-minute chart. We're seeing a pullback. That is okay. That is normal. 5-minute chart. I'm delete this vault too, guys. So I know there's a lot going on with these charts, but trust me. It looks like it just hit a pool of liquidity. See where it says vault? Look at that reaction. So now it's pulling back. This is probably gonna give Nasdaq the opportunity and S&P the opportunity to run higher. Now we're seeing US30, which I see as a barometer market or the leader of indices. If this is pushing higher or reversing a little bit, retracing a little bit, it could give indices, I mean Nasdaq and S&P, a reason to do the same. Okay. But overall, I'm still expecting weakness in this. And if you look, let's go to regular trading hours. Price just took out this low right here, or it came very close. Let me just delete this vault. This is a vault right here. I'm delete that. Cool. That was deceiving. But this is a low, that price on the regular trading hour. I want to see this get taken out. I don't know if he did it. Let's see. No, I fell short. Fell just short of it. Okay. But we should see this taken out. On 30. And then I like this single low here. Again, I want to see us run towards that. Okay. And let's go back to looking at, since we understand that 30 is dropping, and if it even goes up today, I want to see its fair value gap do something. I want to see its fair value. If it goes higher, I want to see this right here. Why? This right aligns with midnight opening price. So as you guys know on this channel, we don't like to trade or sell below opening prices. You want to sell above. So what is 930's opening? 930's opening price down here. So above it is good. What's the only thing above it that I see? Well, we have highs that price can take out. We have another high price can take out and a fair value gap. So I will not be opposed to run higher here and then a drop. So be on the look for that. I don't trade US30, just watching sake. So I'm gonna set an alert on this. All I see is again just a run. Let's get a run above these highs, and then see a reaction that give us a lower price, especially if we don't make our way below here on the way up here first. Let's go back to Nasdaq. And again, today could be a nothing burger day. Price already did some crazy stuff. We caught this move live. If you weren't on the live, this move right here was all called live, and this was a how many point drop? I think it was like 1,000 points. We caught it up here. We're up here with it, and we caught it 862 points. Crazy drop. Okay, caught that live. In case you don't know that, you didn't know that. But right now, dancing around, nothing exciting. This is also key too, knowing when price might dance around. But what is it more likely to do, guys? I think we run higher, taking out some liquidity, especially with the breakdown I gave you on US30. I think we could find our way above this high and perhaps these smooth highs here. But I'm not holding my breath for it because, frankly speaking, this is a bearish market. And it could just dance around and it's Friday. Fridays, tendencies of Fridays are, it might do a little 20% pullback, which if you know is called the TGIF model, where price drops all week and then pulls back higher or retraces higher 20% of the range. That's a model as well you can pay attention to. So price doesn't like to go one way. Even if when it goes one way, it's going to give you some type of pullback. So Friday can cause that. Or it could just be a nothing burger, just not do much, just dance around and consolidate all day long. Fridays and Mondays as well, you just dance around. So my expectations are lowered, especially when you had a great day like I did yesterday. It's not a need. Or even if you didn't trade that, you see that the market did such an aggressive move yesterday. Like this right here, you know, you gotta reduce your expectations, especially going to a Friday. Okay. But overall, I want to short. I want to short this thing. It just has to give me a nice opportunity. So till then, just have to sit back and watch. These are the highs we can watch right here. And what I might do, guys, is a couple things. Let's do this. It's LP liquidity pool. I'm gonna hide this for a second. Hide this for a second. Okay, took away that 1 hour fair value gap. This blue area is a 4 hour fair value gap, though. I just think it's more cleaner. I like the 1 hour, but this is in terms of visuals. I kind of like just having the lines versus shaded box. So watching this, um, again, with the idea that we probably will get a push higher, just above these highs. Why is that? Let's look. It's the same logic every day. 9:30 open here. Well, first let's start min opening price. Min opening price open here. Created a low, created a high. Cool. Those ranges become important. Price. In fact, when midnight open, so when midnight opens or when there's any opening price, I want to pay attention to what highs and lows exist. So when midnight open, the low that existed was here, which you have not taken out. So we're going to draw a vault here. This is going to be key as well. We have not taken that out. So my eyes are still on that. And the highs were up here, but I don't see price going up here. So this is one level to watch. Then as the day progressed, right, London session, did back and forth, create a range. And in this range within the day now, the low that's important is this low here and this high here. What has price then done since then is taken out the low here, but still hasn't touched these highs. So typically, it's more of an if-then scenario. If price does one thing first, then I'll expect the opposite later. Now, with that being said, it took this out. Then we have 9:30 open price. So starting at 9:30, I then recalibrate again. Yes, these levels are still significant, but now at 9:30's open price, we have a high here still, and a low here. So essentially, what that means is it doesn't have to run this high and this high. It could just go higher, take out one high, and then retrace. So I'm gonna watch for price to run this high before I want to see, maybe run this high against this fair value gap. You see the yellow shaded area before I consider a potential short. Now, if it goes lower first, then I'm less excited about shorting because a couple things will happen. I'll be below 9:30's opening price and mid opening price. At least if it goes up here first, we're above what the opening price is. So then we can expect, we can then be looking for shorts. You don't have to execute if not, it doesn't give it to us, but at least if it becomes within the bullseye or in the target zone. Okay. So that's my expectation there. As you can see, price is doing what? Gravitating towards those highs. We got 3 more minutes till a news release. There goes those highs. I told you guys. By the way, same with US30. I'm gonna look at US30 again. US30, like I told you guys, around those highs. Now the question on US30 is, does this then create the reversal? Okay. So we're gonna watch US30 as well to just see if this starts breaking down as well. All right, but back to Nasdaq. I love Nasdaq more. So Nasdaq again, highs have been tagged. This is the first high. Keep in mind, next high, if it has the momentum to do so, which maybe it does, maybe it does not. But if it does have the momentum, next high will be here. My dog is so disrespectful. I have my door closed, just barges into the door, opens it up. What you want, Colossal? I'll let him in because I have carpet in my office. So all I can do is peek his little head in here. And that's that. All right. So you see, guys, we are taking out these highs as expected. News should be released in the next 10, 50 seconds, and we'll see what happens from there. All right, here's that news release. Looks like wants to go for these highs, like I said. As much as I called that, it wasn't executable for me. Like, could I have forced something? Yeah, but I don't really care. Like, it needs to be clean as a day. Like this is just a ton of consolidation. And yeah, you can say, you know, we had this fair value gap here that price danced around and it took off. Cool, but I don't really care for that, frankly speaking. But still significant move from here, 28,270 to it's about 210 points. But I don't really care for all that. Not right now, at least. Still sitting on my hands. Back to love. All right. Look how we poked in here. This is a 1 hour fair value gap. So these highs are not necessarily do not necessarily have to get ran out. I think we do get that run there. I think we get it though. But the poked is 1 hour fair value gap. We're seeing a little rejection. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Let me see what the dollar's doing real quick. Oh, dollar. Dollar doing a little pullback without hitting its target here. So we're gonna see more of the dollar. Be fooled by the dollar and its pullback. Let's watch that. Be fooled by this pullback here and thinking it's over for dollar. Dollar still has these highs to get taken out. 4 hour chart. Funny enough, yeah, dollar has those highs to get taken out. But I'm just gonna draw this in here just in case you see dollar do something like this. So let's get dollar decides to poke in here and then reverse sharply on the day. Anyways, dollar to me just is still bullish overall. I'm watching this daily fair value gap here. If it gets beyond that, the next level is here. How to react there if we were to get there. No, back. Let me see gold actually. Let me just see what gold is on just for gold's sake. Yeah. So gold is probably gonna push higher. It's already doing that obviously, but I will not be surprised. Should one there. All right. But nothing to go home with. Back to our Nasdaq. Okay, so Nasdaq has then made its way to these highs. Now 10 o'clock. Let's see what 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock has to offer us. I like this window. I like this delivery man. This is my favorite delivery man. So we ran higher into 10 o'clock, taking out these highs. The question now is, do we get some rejection? So now this is where we're going to quote unquote lock in. It's a lock in twin. You're locked in. Let's go to 1 minute chart. I see if anything presents itself that we like. So I'm gonna keep it as 5 minute, 1 minute view. And perhaps the price is going higher today. Who knows? But Um, I do like this full liquidity right here. Let's kind of look at this from a regular trading hour perspective. Yeah, all this consolidate and then push. So we'll see what we get from that. Nice consolidation and push. This price come back down there. Question of the year. Question that needs answers. Sit on my hands. Price is pushing, guys. Nothing surprising, right? I already mentioned how those are the significant levels. Keep in mind, this level here to me still in place. So this price eventually come all the way back down. It'd be interesting to see. You're gonna be patient today. Now it does this. Okay. Emotions are calm and stress. No stress, no stress, no stress. It's like Trading is like a deck of cards. I know a card game called What? It's a Nigerian game, but so I can put that into perspective more than I could do just a regular card game. Ace cards. I don't even know what you can call the American cards. I really don't know. And I've been in America my whole life for the most part, except for 7 years. But I just still don't know what you call the cards. But essentially, when you're playing a game of cards, you're if you're shrewd, if you're one that wants to win, you're competitive. You're not just playing just to play. You're kind of counting how many aces have been played, how many jacks have been played, how many queens have been played. So you then have an understanding of what might be left before you make your move. So the same kind of mindset with trading is like, okay, how many things have the market makers done? And then how many more moves they really have? Right? Once you realize, okay, they've done this, this, that, okay, chances are they don't have any more aces. I mean, they always have an unlimited deck, but essentially, chances are not going to play more aces, right? And then you can then take that reversal. But if they then decide to use an unlimited deck, like the market makers have, because it's kind of different from cards, because they can do whatever they want to do. Um, if they do decide to keep playing an ace, then you realize, okay, they're just gonna keep playing on the mark, so I'm gonna get out the way. But a lot of times, and sometimes you can kind of see they've done this, this, that. Therefore, what's left is this. So it's time to reverse. That's how I kind of look at the markets. So that way, you're not really just pressing buttons just to press buttons. You get what I'm saying? You're actually calculating things. It's not just, oh, it hit a support, so I'm gonna sell. That's too basic. Too basic. Oh, hit a trend line, so I'm gonna sell. That's too basic. Like you're better off at least paying attention to what happens when markets do X, Y, Z. Oh, took liquidity here. Because things that matter in the markets are it being delivered efficiently. So it's efficiency, market efficiency, and liquidity. Those are the real levers the markets are playing with. So when you understand, okay, it's done this, this, and that with liquidity and fair value gaps, or you know, yeah, with liquidity and fair value gaps, when you understand it's done certain things, then you can then say, okay, it now makes sense for prices to do another thing, or sometimes to just do nothing. Sometimes you don't have the strong hand, in the game, and you might have an understanding, but there's no need to show your hands. Let's play aggressively because your hands are not strong enough, even though you might know what's more likely to happen. And just like how I was mentioning, price would run to these highs. Like, yeah, I understood that it could run this high and potentially this high. I understood that, but markets were dancing around here. I didn't like that, so I didn't have a strong hand. The markets didn't give me a strong hand that I could play. Could I have, just done something, press a button, perhaps, but it's not a strong hand. We ideally want to wait for that market to give us a strong hand for the odds to be tilted in our favor. I'm reading this book right now by Charlie Munger, the Charlie's Almanac. And part of the things he talks about is those that are good at stock picking. And essentially, one key thing he said is a lot of people are gonna obviously just suck. A few are gonna be good. And some of the qualities of the few that are good is they're shrewd in wanting to know things about the market, or in terms of their execution, in terms of when they are able to or willing to take any risk. They don't just take risk, just take risk. Right? The shrewd are those that essentially go through the fire, take the losses, take your time, and feel all of the feelings that you feel towards becoming a successful trader. You're gonna take losses on the road, but you understood that's part of the game. But you learn from those losses. A lot of people are not gonna stick around long enough to even learn from them losses to then become that shrewd competitor in the game of trading. And that's That should be our goals. How do I become the one that actually took my time to understand the markets, that went through the hell and back to eventually get to where I'm at? Because most people are not going to go through that. A year or 2 years of adversity, they're done. You understand that Kevin Hart, he mentioned he was essentially a comedian for about 15 years before he got recognized. 15 years. So you can only imagine his friends or people around what they were probably saying. Man, you need to hang it up, man. Go back to school. It's time for you to go back to school, man, and get a career. They don't understand the vision. They don't understand your willingness to go through what you have to go through. Like this level here, by the way. I'm just watching it. I like that level. Still not worth the button yet for me, but it's a cool level. It's a cool level. Hmm. Yeah, so they don't understand your willingness to go through the fire. They just are on the sideline being weak. Like, oh, just do something that's easy. You, you should take the easy way out. There's other things you can do. Yeah, but even if I was doing those other things, if my goal is to get to the top, it's going to require a lot of effort on my side, regardless of what I choose. If you're someone that truly wants to win at the highest level, so and then those same people that told you to do that will be like, "Why are you overworking yourself? Just you don't got to do too much." So don't listen to those people. If it's in you, it's in you. If it's not, it's not. It's okay. It's that simple. I like this smart. This is the area, by the way. I truly do. Order filled. Oop. I heard that order filled. This side. I like it. It still hasn't fully proven to me much, but I kind of like it. I really do. I kind of do like it actually. But it's I only put in one little contract. So confused why this is. Yeah, it's still not worth a squeeze yet. Honestly speaking. Yeah. Why is it not? My phone is weird. Well, how did that's weird on my side? Hmm. So confused on what happened there. All right, cool. Press a button on one of my accounts. It wasn't letting me close out for a second because this is still not a strong one, but we'll let it breathe. Point is though, a lot of people are gonna be like, "Yeah, man, just take the easy way out, man." Like, you know, um, trading is hard, but or don't see the success that they don't see the success as soon as they are expecting to see it. You are willing to still put into work, but they're more like, man, you've been doing this for a while. Where's the success? And it's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the cupcake. It's not your life. I'm choosing this path for a reason. I see a vision that you don't have, and that's okay. And some people want to dim your light, and sometimes out of love, they don't know. They're just talking. Like they're the ones that like to wear I'm not saying you should wear a seatbelt, but they're like a safety zone. Let's play it safe. Just be regular like everyone else. There's no need to try to be extraordinary. Oh, look at this guy that has a career. He's making this much money. How about you over there? Get into tech. Get into become a doctor, become an engineer. You can make so much money. And look at how much. Oh, they make $500,000 a year. And you're like, okay. And deep down, like, do you not understand what I'm trying to do here? Do you understand I'm trying to make 500K in a day, in a week? Like, that's gonna be lunch money. Do you not understand that? Of course they don't understand it. So you just let them talk in reality. There's no need to try to convince anyone of your goals. Let them have it. Who cares? Who really cares? Hmm. It's really crazy that these markets, this little move here, like honestly speaking, these markets are ridiculous. This move here was 100 points. Just from here to here is 100 points. Like, what are we even talking about? These markets are moving ridiculously aggressive. Alrighty. Nothing that I like yet. One thing that I like. Okay. 126. Just a bullish market today. Let's pull back. Back to life. Back to reality. I'm gonna hide all this stuff. This kind of let's see. Settings. Symbol. Canvas. Hmm. Okay, perfect. Too much is going on in the charts. All right, we're just pushing. Nothing exciting, guys. Nothing exciting yet. This 15-minute candle is about to close, so we'll see what happens. The next one, we'll see if it creates a swing low or swing high. 30 has just been going higher and higher and higher. 30 disrespect that 5-minute fair value gap kept going. I think it's getting to some extremes here. Like I really still want to see 30 drop off. So we might see some moves on Nasdaq. We'll see. It's Friday, so I'm kind of getting my expectations lower. But with 30 doing what it's doing, I think it's getting to some extremes on the day, in my opinion. And we could still see turnaround. And this might be one where the AM session doesn't give us nothing, and then we have to come back to PM session and see if it gets some type of drop. Because all we had was run to these highs, run to this time, takes off now, run both highs out, and now we're just hanging around here. So what I would like to see to be short, we have to come back below, use this as a resistance and drop. So it needs like go below this fair value gap, come back in, treat this as a breaker now. So that's the down close candles. And I'd like to see that tank price below these lows, potentially below these lows. First target will be this gap in price right here. We have a nice little gap in price here. So let's see price at least go towards that if we are to get a breakdown. Low battery. You might want to plug in your PC. You might. I need to. Right back. PC's about that. You might want to plug in. No, I need to plug it in. No, might. You gotta plug it in. So yeah, you're losing breath. You might want to take in some oxygen. Like, nah, I need oxygen. It's not a mic. You breathe. I need to breathe. Okay. Almost there. Yeah. All right. Now we're plugged in. Plugged in. Plugged in tween. Hmm. Okay, I like the movement here right now. We'll still need to see it disrespected. We can take a swing at this. Let's take one swing at this. Why can't I sell? What's wrong? I'm confused. Why can't I sell trading view? Are y'all okay? I'm not in any positions. Okay. Trying to see if we should take a. Why is that disappearing? Set side minus less than. Hmm. I don't know what they're talking about. Let's see where to squeeze. Mm. No, I don't know about that. I don't want to see it go above here, but it looks like it could easily go higher. We're yet to see if this respect this fair value gap. But what I'm watching now is these levels. In fact, I'm just to do this. This is what I'm rewatching here. This enough to hold price. I'm confused. If I wanted to press a button, why is it stopping me? Let's try one. There we go. I'm just gonna put stop loss right here. I told you guys I'm taking it very light today. See if that one's deliver. Let's go with 2 contracts. I don't know why, especially when I'm less than simple. Minimum of 1. I'm so confused why I keep saying that crap. Specified amount. If I click it quick, oh, it's not doing. I'll just have one quick again. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so we're gonna do this and just see if we get at least a little drop, you know, to this level here. Let's kind of look at this 1 minute chart on its own. We're gonna see if we get at least a drop to here. Okay. And then do we overcome that and then take us below here? Okay. We're seeing 30 do some dropping off as well. So I like that. But we need to see some speed on Nasdaq as well. Mhm. Okay. And to the left of the chart, we have this 5 minute fair value gap actually. So this could be the first level that gives us Wahala, which means trouble. So we already dipped into that. This alone, boom, done for the day. How could it really be? Cool 50-point drop. So does this give us a struggle is the question. Or do we slice through this like bread on butter? If we start going back up, then I'm not a fan. This is going to be our first test right here. This 5-minute fair value gap. This could easily push price back. So let's just hold and maintain.
Something went wrong.
I don't know what Siri
Please
got
try
going on.
again.
Shut up. Phone just be listening to you. So we'll see if we can go through this 5-minute fair value gap. That's the question. If you go through here, then I think we can go end up right here. If we do that, I think we end up here. And I don't mind taking something off the table there. So I'm gonna put a buy limit right there. Okay. I'm gonna put one down here too, because we have that liquidity pool I told you guys from the beginning of the session that is still significant in my opinion. So those will be the targets. Can we get here, potential here? First question is this 5-minute fair value gap. Can we slice through this? Boom, 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 boom. Is that 50% of the range? 50% of this range. High to low. Yeah. Below 50% here. Let's see if we can get that. We still have not cleared this 5-minute fair value gap. So again, nice movement so far. We still haven't cleared this 1-minute fair value gap, but again, nice movement so far. Now it's 5-minute. I want to see this act as an order block here. So we're gonna let it play out, but ideally, if we pull back, I want to see if this can act as an order block. Just want to watch here. But if we start again trading too aggressively, this could just blow up. Really not a. I don't like how we see how we balance here. That's 1-minute chart. This could really push. But I'll be patient with the position. I'm just gonna stick to it. My first indication this trade might be cooked would be if we overcome this set of down close up close candles on the 1 minute chart, I'll be less enthused about this trade. So this right here, I want to see these hold price. That's like a 1 minute order block. I don't want to see price start doing anything against that. We're already in like the premium. If this is gonna sell off, we're in the premium. So I don't need to see unnecessary runs on liquidity. We're already all the way in the highs. See nice rejection. At least on 30. Nice rejection on 30. You want to add to this position? Add one more. All right. So we add one more to position. Put this buy limit. You can stay where it's at. That's cool. Like they need to see this push lower, guys. We need to see this get away from this 5 minute fair value gap. It's dancing too much in there. It is dancing too much in there. Can we get away, please? I do like what we did up here and reject it. It's doing too much dancing. Too much dancing. The 30 is also recovering. So I don't like this trade is becoming less like that. I'm seeing 30 push a little higher, becoming less favorable this trade. I'm still watching, but I'm looking at 30. 30 is doing a little dance. Some little dance I don't like. Yeah, it's doing dance I don't like, guys. I'll be real. I don't like this dance. So we're gonna do this. Hmm. Guess we'll play, but I really don't like the dance. Doing a lot of dancing, I'm not a fan of. Yeah, let's close this down. I don't like this. Yeah, I'm not a fan anymore. Even though this is order block here, something just throwing me off about that trade. So I'd rather just let it breathe. 30 is doing a lot of dancing instead of dropping. And once price starts doing the dance, I start doing the dash. So it should be an easy drop if it's gonna drop. All that dancing around US30 is doing. Yeah, we could get one more. It's that Friday price action. Not enthused. So to save the headache, I might as well get out the way. And again, we're keeping in mind what we discussed. This 5 minute fair value gap, we failed to clear it. So this to me could easily lead to further push. We failed to clear here. So we're still gonna watch though and see if we still get some drops here. But you know, I just wasn't a fan of that dancing around. That dance. Tingling feeling. And guess what? If it still drops, I'll use this 5 minute fair value gap as resistance. If it decides to still spill lower, we'll come back here, use as resistance, and I'll take sales. No hard feelings. I just didn't like the dancing that I was seeing from US30. It just didn't feel right. It ain't feel right. See, my feelings were valid. And this to me looks like another one on these highs is going to take place. Okay. I think we're good. So we'll get back in this and I'll just let this one breathe. Breathe. I hate when it does this. It's like a minor scratch. That's a great dude. Why? So we're just gonna do this. I'm gonna let it breathe. I don't know what's going on with this. Every time I'm trying to press a button. Is this a problem? Like, what's the problem? Yes, 1 unit. Cool. Okay. So let's breathe. This is what it is. This is what it breathe. I just was watching US30 and it was throwing me off initially, but we'll just let's breathe. 5 minute order block is in place. Um, let's put take profit down here. It is what it is. See if we can get that run. See if we get that run. Straight to the point. All right. This will be the last buttons I press today. It's Friday. I don't want to do too much. Ready? Took a scratch, a very, very minor scratch, and then we're back in the trade. Nothing crazy. I just want to be free. We need some momentum, guys. So we're seeing 30. Get so I see what's 30 going lower. So I want to see Nasdaq do something similar. But so 30 already took out these lows. Nasdaq is dancing. That's not what we want to see speed. I need to see everything drop. Come on, Nasdaq. Pick it up. Pick it up. If it doesn't pick it up, then my reasons for expecting this to be a bullshit trade are valid. Because 30 has already ran these lows here. Nasdaq is not doing that. That's not good. But we're gonna let everything play out. I'm not gonna touch it at all this time. Just let it play out. But I am seeing what I rather see is US30 and Nasdaq moving synchronization. But I'm seeing that US30 took out these lows. Nasdaq just danced around it and now reverse. So this is not what I wanted to see. I'm just gonna put a stop loss above this order block here. All right, I have seen Nasdaq do the same thing. But again, we're just gonna let it breathe. I'm actually gonna add to this position one more unit and just keep it that way. It is what it is. Now we can do this. Comes down here. Just gonna put everything back to how I had it initially. One buy limit here if we get down there. I just wanna be. All right, hands off. It's win or loss here. All right, that's how we're gonna close the Friday. All right, I'll be right back. All right, guys. So it's getting to that point where I typically like to be here for an hour, and then I gotta do other stuff to do. But I'm not gonna touch this position, so we'll see. We have this 5 minute order block here that I'm really watching, and I'm expecting this to drift price lower. And the question is, can we get down to this level here and then take something off, and eventually to the lows that I mentioned? So that's my expectations on Nasdaq for the rest of the day. Now, if we blow above these highs, cool. Then the PM session might give us something or not. It's Friday, so I'm not gonna force anything, but I'm gonna let this play out and watch this order block, see if that wants to hold price and drop us lower. But until then, we had a great week yesterday. I mean, great week this week. Yesterday was a crazy day, beautiful day. So I'm just gonna go off. I got some other stuff to handle, but let's keep track of that. See if this order block delivers or not. Well, until next time, I'll catch you guys probably later this weekend. I might drop a video, full thought out video on the trade I took yesterday, the one that dropped about 1,000 points, and give that breakdown to you guys if that's gonna be helpful. So if you got anything from this one, just follow the page, like, subscribe. Catch you guys next time.